Hi guys, it's Chris with City Girl Homestead and time for supper. Now I'm going to start my corn first. My pasta's making, because the rest of it's going to go together really quick. So, but the corn takes 35 to 45 minutes. So I thought, you know what, I've done frying them, so let's try baking them. So I looked it up, and you want to cover them with salt and pepper. This is kind of how it is for me when I fry them, but I'm going to use my fry pan today for something else. I did put aluminum foil down, and I sprayed it a little bit because it said non-stick, which I don't pay that extra for that, so. Alright, so then we want to take slices of butter and put them on top. And again, this is my saltless butter, unsalted. Can't believe Tom bought that for me, but he did, and it's okay. So I'm going to just chop a bunch of slices here without my cutting board. And during that 35 to 45 minutes, you want to, rotate them a little bit too. So I'm going to kind of sit the butter just on top, and then of course it's going to drip down, you know what I mean? It doesn't really say how much to use, so I figure we'll use that. So now I'm going to put it in the oven. Maybe I like the oven way better, I don't know. We'll set that timer for 35 minutes. As soon as my pasta gets done, I'm going to get everything else around so that when it gets done, we can get on to the rest of our dish for tonight. And I have 4 pieces of the garlic bread left, and then I have that blueberry dump cake left. So we're going to try to get some stuff used up today. So now the pasta is done, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to cut up some sausage. I'm kind of doubling this up because I had a pound, this whole thing. I'm not going to use just a little bit. So I'm kind of doubling it. So in my pan over there, I have some olive oil. And I need my good knife. That's just not going to cut it. I thought, well, I'll save dishes, but that's just not cutting it. I don't want all the pieces mangled up either. And I've turned the corn twice already. And I turned it down a little bit because it's already browning. So it must be my oven runs a little bit hot. Because it still has 16 minutes left for 35 minutes, so I don't want it burnt. Not much into burnt food. And we want to cook these until, they get nice and browned and yummy and get stuff on the bottom of the pan and all that good stuff. You guys know how I am. I'm going to go by the recipe to some degree. Then I kind of veer left. That's just how that works with me. Alright. So now the next thing is I'm going to get ready. I'm going to move this stuff. I did save a half a cup of the pasta water just in case. But in my shrimp, I have about a pound of shrimp here. It asked for half a pound, but I thought I'd use up the rest of that bag, which I did. So it says 4 garlic cloves minced. So we're going to do a couple of heaping teaspoons of it. If you notice, I got me some new ones. new garlic. And then it calls for half teaspoon of smoked paprika. I have the regular. So I'm just going to put a little bit in there. And it also calls for red pepper flakes. But I'm not going to do as much as it says. We're just going to sprinkle some in there. Because me and Tom are not hotty-toddy people. Then it says 3 tablespoons of butter. So we're going to use a half of this. We're going to use that whole half stick. And then it says a half a cup of chicken broth. But I'm going to pour the whole cup in there. Because I didn't realize that pasta would be so big. So, yeah. Oh, this looks yummy already. I love sausage anyway though, so they look yum. Alright, so we're going to let that cook and then we'll be back and get to the next step. Now you're supposed to make your sauce separate, but you know how I am. So we're going to add it all in at one time and get our sauce made up. We're going to let the butter melt. Get all those spices and everything cooked in there. And by the time the butter melts, I would think that the shrimp would be done. It takes about 4 minutes for your shrimp. How does that look? Yummy for the tummy. Alright, so I'm going to let that melt. It's already starting to melt pretty good, and get that shrimp cooked up. And then we'll be back. Alright, so I did add a little bit of salt and pepper. And I think I'm going to add, if I can get it open, just a little bit of lemon to it, because I think it sounds good. Then we're going to add back in that sausage. And we're going to get that mixed in there. We're going to make sure we got all the nice brown crispy stuff off the bottom, everything like that. And then the pasta I picked, I didn't realize it was so big. But it is, so we're going to add our pasta to it. And if it seems like it's too dry, then you can always add your pasta juice that you had left over, the pasta water. I thought these were smaller, but they're not, so that's okay. Yes, my hands are clean. Look at that. I got just a tiny bit more pasta in there. And I think it could use more liquid. So I'm going to put that pasta liquid in there. Look at that. That shrimp kind of hides in there with that big old pasta, doesn't it? And then we're basically going to heat everything back up because the pasta's been sitting out for a minute. But you know what I think? Just because I want to be difficult. I think since it's called garlic butter shrimp and sausage skillet pasta, I think it needs more butter. So we're going to put that butter in there and let that melt. I know for those people that's gonna say something, but I think it needs to be more buttery. Alrighty, so I'm gonna get that cooked down and heat it up, and I'm gonna give you a taste test. Alright, so now it calls for a 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese. Probably just about the rest of that jar. I think I bought more. And then it calls for 2 tablespoons of fresh parsley, but we all know you don't want to use 2 tablespoons of the dried. So I'm just going to put some in there, a couple fingers full. And we're going to get that all stirred in there too. Oh my, does that look good. You guys, if you could smell this right now, it smells so amazing. Oh, it really, truly does smell good. And you could smell that sausage. Oh, I'll be right back. Alright, so take a look at that. Alright, so I got 1 piece of pasta, sausage, and shrimp. Mmm. 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 You guys, that is delicious. Delicious. Tom should be home anytime. He's on his normal Friday thing he does. So, the corn is done. The bread is just going to be from yesterday. I'm going to scoop up the dessert. Tomorrow, I hope there'll be a dinner video, but I am going to try to talk Tom into a drive tomorrow. Every spring I get spring fever, and I've lived in the city for years, and I thought with me getting older that I wouldn't get that spring fever. Well, it hit me. And this is when I miss living out in the country. I miss hearing the water and just the fields, even though nothing's, you know, blossomed yet or anything like that. I get really homesick. And I know I've been here for over 30 years. It just, I still miss it. I miss it. And so I'm going to talk him into taking a drive tomorrow. Not sure where. But if we do, I'll record it and take you wherever we go. But I am going to try to talk him into a drive up north. So if that happens, I'm not sure I'll do a dinner video, but there'll be a video of some kind. And hopefully I win out. So I'll be back when Tom gets here. We'll put everything on the table and we'll serve it up. Well, hi, Tom.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
So there's dinner. More pasta for you. Look at that. It's got sausage and shrimp in it, too. Now, I did the corn different today. I baked it. Give it a try. What do you think?
Good.
You like it?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Jack?
Everything's very good.
Alrighty. So winner, pasta dinner.
Pasta dinner.
You hate that, don't you?
Yeah.
You guys have a blessed night. Be a blessing, and goodbye, Tom.
Goodbye, Tom.
Bye, Jack.
Bye.
You guys have a great night.